Yo, what is up everyone? This is Anime Mafia here back at it again with another video. And I'm here for another episode of A Certain Misfortunate Soul Part 6. Without further ado, let's get into this. The date was August 8th. Touma Kamijo had found that he could not find a single book that was not manga, not only on his bookshelf, but throughout the house. Seriously, what the hell? The only other books I found that weren't manga were some stuff on weapons and meisters, and a book on soul studies. Touma, in order to save face, had to buy a reference book for 3,600 yen, or slightly over $43 in US terms. Rotten luck, Touma had said. It was truly unfortunate. This was basically Touma's everyday life. He was basically popular with his friends because he is a lightning rod for misfortune. It was imperative that he avoided the label of a guy who keeps manga on his bookshelf, because the truth was, Touma had lost his memories. Not everything was forgotten. He still knew how to read traffic lights and operate his cell phone. For some reason, he has knowledge on soul, martial arts, and the human anatomy, and etc. Although Touma knows how to use a cell phone, his brain would wonder, where did I put my phone? Or since when did I have one? Touma's knowledge was like a dictionary. For example, someone eating an apple on month X and day Y. He was told that the reason why he lost his memories is because the experienced memories part of his brain, rather than the meaningful memory information part, was destroyed. Touma wanted to know what he was like before he lost his memories. What kind of person was he? His relationship with Index? He has a few pictures lying around the house with people he knows. He also has pictures with 4 other people. One had unruly one had unruly blonde hair, another had dirty blonde hair with angel-like wings. One had also a pair of spiky hair similar to his own, with a headband as an accessory. And the last and final part of the photo was some albino white-haired boy with red eyes. The only adult in the picture was Dr. Stein, whom Touma was reacquainted with as of a recent one. But it didn't mean Kamijo's expression was that of pain. Touma looked up as he then saw Index, the white-haired nun. Touma had met her when he woke up in the hospital. He wanted to know what their connection was like before. Index was nagging him about ice cream again. Touma would be flat broke. Index then went on a tangent about being a nun and training as in canon. Though Kamijo badly desired to lecture her. At that moment, yo, sorry to disturb y'all from this important conversation, but who is this gal, Kamiyan? A blue-haired male with golden ear piercings speaking in a Kansai accent spoke up. Aogami Pierce. His name was Aogami Pierce. What's up, Kami? Why are you looking at me like that? Like that as if I'm a stranger? Did the summer heat cause you to lose your memories or something? How does he know? I'm just fucking with you, Kami. Yo, Kami-yan! A voice was heard. Motoharu Tsuchimikado's Touma's best friend before he lost his memories had appeared. Touma's impression of Tsuchimikado is that he is like Aogami, but too weird to be called a weirdo. He gives off the impression that he's like a siscon, but an upstanding citizen. Oh yeah, that's Kami's roommate, Index, Tsuchimikado had said. Roommate? Is she really a girl? Is she really a gal, Kami-yan? I mean, then again, I wouldn't be surprised if you kidnapped a girl. I mean, you are a good guy nobody loves and all, but you can't just kidnap a girl for no reason, Aogami had said. Oh, I quit joking already, you blue-haired pervert. Besides, you want to go or something? Touma said as he butted heads with Aogami. Touma in reality had no idea how they had met. For some reason, besides Index, is just a freeloader that just eats all the food I make for her. He's just a masochist or something. If anything, I have to make a comparison. He's basically like a child under my protection. As Kamijo continued shouting towards his friends, he then heard growling. For some reason, Touma felt the urge to chop Index on the head with his right hand. As Index made the sign of the cross, asking Touma to withhold his peace. As Touma thought to hit Inex on the head before she could try anything, he tried using ice cream to distract her. But he was too late. Inex had bit him, and he had chopped her on the head. Damn my rotten luck. What the hell is wrong with you, Inex? And what the hell is that face either? You really thought I'd let some freeloading nun walk over me, then first let me break that messed up illusion of yours. Inex was holding her head, with a big lump on it. Let's go to some cheap fast food restaurant, Touma said before taking out a cigarette instinctively. Where's that damn lighter? Touma was looking for the cheap lighter. He found it in his house not too long ago when he was discharged. Tsuchimikado had given him his lighter. Oh, thanks, Tsuchimikado. You haven't changed one bit, huh, Kami? Motoharu had said. What are you talking about, Tsuchimikado? Nothing, just glad to see my best friend so safe after getting out of the hospital now. Aogami and Inex were walking ahead of him, as they couldn't hear him. We can't let Inex Child and Aogami get ahead of us now, right? Touma had grinned at that statement. He doesn't remember Motoharu Tsuchimikado, but the way Tsuchimikado referred to him was fun. He felt the familiarity. He feels like he's talking to a big brother. He was sad that he was lying to his supposed best friend. Inex was carrying 3 milkshakes, 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate, and 1 strawberry. Inex had asked Touma for a seat, and then we have now hearing high school students talking amongst themselves. There was a crowd in the middle of the restaurant. Having made the conclusion, Kamijo turned back to find that both Inex and Aogami had already disappeared. Kamijo looked around. He definitely couldn't leave Inex by herself with Aogami. And Touma looked towards and saw Miko sleeping on the table. While he doesn't have his memories, he can't help but feel a sense of deja vu from the situation. He gulped and waited to let the girl speak. As he heard, I spent all my money and ruined myself, the girl had said. Meanwhile, in a windowless building, lied Style Magnus having a conversation with the superintendent of Academy City, Aleister Crowley. They had mostly had the same conversation as we can regarding Deep Blood. Meanwhile, back to the plot. Touma shouted in his mind, "What the heck? What do you mean you spent all your money and ruined yourself?" Miko had said. She had brought 30 hamburgers. You brought too many, you stupid girl, Touma had said. I mean, can you blame him? Himagami had brought too many. Aogami and Inex had started to stare at him too. Oi, 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 oi! What the hell is with the staring, Index? Blue-haired pervert? Touma then tried to retract his statement, and yelled with frustration. The half-dead Miko spoke. The train fare back home is 400 yen. And what are you trying to tell me, about it, Miko? 300 yen is my total. I almost feel bad for you, Missy. Overspending and lack of planning? So I'm having a frustration meal. Well, if you want to return home so bad, just use the 300 yen for a train ride and take the 100 yen walk as an equivalent. Or you could just ask someone for the extra 100 yen. As the Miko lifted up her head, she was surprisingly cute. Inside Touma's head. How the hell is this lazy-ass girl this cute? Doesn't add up. I know, right? A voice that sounded similar to Touma in his head spoke up. Aogami had retorted against Touma. Miko had asked Aogami to give her 100 yen. Sorry, no can do, you beauty. Yeah, don't do it, Aogami. I mean, people do this kind of thing for money on that website called Only Something. I forgot the name of the website, Touma had said. Because I'm beautiful, give me money. Ha! Motoharu chuckled in the background. Someone who uses their looks for money can't be called a beauty. I just bought 3 shakes, so I can't give you any money. So you would give 100 yen if you didn't buy me milkshakes, Touma? You didn't help me buy any milkshakes? What do you mean, help you, freeloading nun? I brought them with my money. You're a freeloader who gets off on using my money. Who I have to buy you useless crap all day. Someone had chopped the next on the head out of frustration. Inex was nursing her head, but then started slurping on the milkshake at the Miko. Seeing as you're wearing red pants, supposedly you make divinations, right? So divining Mikos doesn't even sell their faces. I've heard that the term is a secretive term for whore in the Heian era. Damn, Touma had said. Fight, Aogami had said while he was trying to instigate. He had tried to quiet them down. The Miko, known as Isa Himegami, had said she was a spellcaster, and Motoharu looked weirdly at the Miko. Wait, could she be the deep blood that Alistair was talking about? As Index was pestering Himegami about whom she was affiliated with, Touma had noticed some men in suits. They appeared to be Westerners. Himegami had asked for 100 yen more, and one of the men gave it to her. Oh, Touma had asked obliviously. Oh no, they're just cram school teachers. Motoharu's eyes perked up. These are most likely the guys who were part of the cram school. Aogami had asked why were cram school teachers bringing her back. Later that night, Aogami had said bye. Meanwhile, Touma was sleeping with Index. Due to Index's horrible sleeping habits, and Touma was a gentleman, he's had to sleep in a bathtub. Meanwhile, Touma and Index were walking together, and he was wondering. He recently found out that he is a licensed meister from some world-renowned academy called the T.W.M.A. He has a strange scar on his chest and one on his back. He has no memory of how he got it, and he's having a reoccurring theme with a person dressed in black clothing and looks like him. Touma just pawns it off due to the sleep deprivation. Index had found a stray cat. Touma, can we? Index had said. No, I already take care of you, Touma had said. But why can't we take care of Sphinx? You already named the damn cat? Rotten luck. Touma took out a cigarette for him to smoke. It's like, seriously. Give me a break. How did the previous me deal with this crap? Good grief. Because we're not allowed to have pets, you dumbass. And what's the foreign name anyways? The Japanese calico cat. Why don't you think we keep a cat? So do as you told. Touma said in perfect English. Don't think a few English words can convince me, Touma. As they continued arguing, Touma had chopped Index and the calico cat and ran away. As Index had sensed Mana and ran off to the location, Touma had heard footsteps and a voice was heard. It's been a while, Touma Kamijo. Touma was surprised. Who is this guy? A tall foreigner stood before him. What? No hello? Well, I suppose so, as we only worked together once. Where's that blasted weapon of yours? You used to cut down my flames. Huh? Touma didn't know what he was talking about. Tsuchimikado? Touma remembered as he looked at his license, as he was the Meister from Motoharu Tsuchimikado and Ruiko Satin. Touma could only smile. Don't smile with everything! And then he said, Are you ready to die? Style summoned the flame sword and attacked Touma. Touma instinctively reacted to Style as he blocked with his right hand, and unknowingly used Speed Star to close the distance with Style. Imagine Breaker. The right hand and cause of Touma's misfortune protected him once again. Yes, that face you're making right now is perfect. It describes the relationship between Touma Kamijo and Style Magnus perfectly, Style had said. Touma was confused to say the least. He was fighting as if he was accustomed to it. Touma wanted to know what the hell he was doing before he lost his memories. What bothered him was the fact that he could respond to the attack in time, and close the distance so quickly. It frightened Touma. Touma even entered a fighting stance of his own instinct. It was muscle memory. Style chuckled. Wanna hear a secret? Huh? What the hell is wrong with this guy? Touma had stepped back a little to listen. Like I said, I use an Ophelia rune. Touma observed the area and noticed how it was only him, so this must be a people clearing field. Style explained to Touma about Misawa Cram School as in canon. Style was looking at Touma suspiciously. Don't realize it. Don't. What, are you giving me this crap because I'm listening attentively? You aren't a masochist, are you? You the type that gets off to that crap? Style had explained the ability to Touma and explained why the alchemist had took over Misawa Cram School, and more importantly about deep blood. Style had explained everything to Touma about the Kabbalah and what vampires are as in canon. So no one knows if vampires exist or not? Exactly, hence Misawa Cram School. After Style explained everything, he said to Touma, "Yeah, you have no right to refuse this, and if he does, they will take away Index." This is, so what, you're giving me an ultimatum now? Yes, your job is to watch over Index by Necessarius. I don't work with you people. You have no choice. Touma was looking at Index. We now time-skipped Touma in his dorm, telling her that he was off to Misawa Cram School. Oi, what's that in your shirt? I told you, for the last time, you aren't taking care of a cat. Oh, for the love of death. Fine. Touma smiled a bit. Let's adopt him. You're lucky I know how to take care of cats, you know. But don't cats have 9 souls? Touma had said. This is a reference, if you guys don't know what I'm referring to, this is a reference to Soul Eater and Blair. Touma looked at Sphinx. Touma has knowledge on taking care of cats. Weird he doesn't remember it, but he has knowledge on taking care of a unique cat growing up. He just can't remember when it sucks that he doesn't have memories of his past. All that he has knowledge on is on various things like cheating on exams, Soul Eater, that someone taught to him, Soul Eater. As Style was preparing the barrier within Akentius, Touma had wanted to ask, "Hey, Style, do you like Index?" What? No, you Japanese boy, Style said while blushing. I don't like Index like that. She's not that girl isn't a target of romance for me. You know, I can look into people's souls, you know, Touma had said smugly. Shut up! I don't care what you can look into. I don't like that nun. That girl isn't a target of romance to me. You care about her a lot, don't you? Touma had said. The soul doesn't lie to me. It's no bother. Don't even try lying to me. I can look into people's souls and tell if they're telling lies. Touma has grown to care for the nun as well, despite being a freeloader. Time skipped to Style and Touma entering Misawa Cram School. The school had seemed normal. Touma had looked at the dead body. Oh, what are you surprised for? Style had said. Touma had looked at the knight who was basically dead. This is war. What do you think was gonna happen, boy? Someone call an ambulance! Touma had screamed out, but to no avail. We're in a boundary. Style had explained what a boundary was. Touma had punched a boundary, but it didn't work. It's like my inner Kentius. We have to find the core. Okay, Touma had said. Anyways, move out the way. It's a priest's job to send off the dead. Touma could sense that Style was as angry as himself. Alright, let's go! Touma and Style took the stairs, and he had stopped to tell he had to take this phone call. Touma had called Index after nine times of calling her. Touma had spoken to Index. This is the Kamijo residence. How can I help you? Touma had asked. Oh, hey. Okay, glad to see you know how to work a phone. He then said, You ate my pudding, Index? That cost me 700 yen, you dumbass nut. Oh, whatever. Note to self, when I get back home, I'm gonna shove my foot up Index's ass for that one. 700 yen a piece. Doesn't give a fuck. Gluttonous ass, nut. He hears Index smashing a phone. God damn it, Index, break my phone, I'm gonna chop you so hard in your head, your brain's gonna split in two. Anyway, so do you know that if you stay on the phone, it shortens your lifespan? Touma had hung up as he teased Index a little. Style had asked, Are you done, boy? Yeah, I am. You seem irritated, Style-chan. What's wrong? You jealous? Don't call me that. And yes, I envy you because many people before you would beg to be in your position. Some were her teachers, elder brother, wanted to be her close friend and her father. Style explained everything to Touma as in canon. As Touma and Style moved into Misala Cram School, Style moved into the classroom and started chanting. Style moved in the classroom and the people in the class started chanting. Style, should I be worried or it's a Gregorian chant? Gregorian... what? Style explained everything and they proceeded to run. Style had pushed Touma into the Gregorian chant as his right hand negated some of the blasts. What the hell, Style? No fair! Touma's imagined breaker had negated the blasts. So going to get Style back for that. The girl who was chanting had attacked him, with the orb as imagined breaker protecting her. Touma told the girl to stop as she was bleeding, as he knows, Espers cannot use magic. Up above, he saw Isa Himagami. Isa had ran a prognosis on the girl. Touma was surprised. Huh? I'm surprised you ran a prognosis on the girl, Touma had said. You're not a doctor, are ya? Touma had asked Himagami. Himagami had patched up the wounds. Down there, if she gets to a hospital, she could be fine. Touma was surprised. Isa had said, I'm not a Miko, like I said earlier. I'm a spellcaster. Himagami had said this and showed her wand, which was actually a stun baton. It's the latest model. Himagami had said. Touma laughed. At the stun baton, you delusional idiot. Touma had said. He couldn't help but find it adorable in a way. In a stupid kind of way. Anyways, let's get you the hell out of here, Himagami, Touma had said. As Himagami was silent, what? I'm here to save you, Touma said as he put a cigarette in his mouth and lit it. What? Do I need a reason to save you or something? Touma looked at Himagami so briefly. It was a kind one, but Himagami seemed like he wanted something to say. But Touma had heard no one speak, but still felt the negative feelings from earlier. A loud voice was heard. This was actually the fake Izar that Style had encountered earlier. Damn it, damn it, damn it! Jackie, why am I so injured? Dragging me down? That's interesting. You don't even have a leg for others to pull, so I'm gonna melt you down. The voice! The voice sounded with echoes, with the extremely loud swoosh and the sound of dragging. The man escaped down the stairs with Touma staring at the deranged foreigner. Hey, what's going on? Kid, what are you doing here? Only magicians are allowed here. You an intruder? Touma, the foreigner, had asked. Touma sees the people that were attached as shades. Do you have any idea what you're doing, bastard? Touma boiled with anger as he was worried. The fake cried out and said, Of course I do. Now accept your fate! Even the surrounding golden dirt flew in midair like a tornado. It seemed like a wall, yet like a tsunami and yet like a meteor crashing into the sea. It raised waves around Aureolus that extended to the ceiling. During this, from the corner of his eye, he saw Himagami move. She wordlessly bent down and lifted the injured girl before backing away, to get clear of the attack range. Luckily, the fluid formed by the spike was in the water. It seemed like melted chocolate. Even if it were to crash, like a tsunami, splash damage would not have been a factor. Kamijo followed the burdened Himagami's lead and backed away. Then a hole appeared in the golden tsunami, from whence a golden dart lunged with terrifying speed. Though he would have dodged it as if he was backing off, Touma used his speed star to step back and used his right hand to grab the attack that approached. The sounds of muscles ripping was heard from his hand. The golden dart was not so easily caught. It retreated and returned to the golden storm. The cut palm felt hot, as if it was scalded by a metal plate, and after a moment, the golden tsunami began to rise. Kamijo jumped backwards and then rolled, avoiding the molten hot attack. The golden sea separated Kamijo and Aureolus from a distance of 3 meters. Damn it, I have no feeling in my right hand. Kamijo gritted at the difficulty of his had a difficulty of clenching his right hand. The right hand, the bane of his misfortune, that has the ability to negate even God's misfortunes, God's miracles, had no power to block a small knife. What's going on? After the gold tsunami subsided, Aureolus reappeared, more anxious as the golden dart disintegrated like sand. Kamijo's right hand, Imagine Breaker, had begun its effect. What exactly is up with that right hand of yours? No matter, my Lyman Magna is the pinnacle of alchemy. Aureolus swung his right hand vertically and revealed a new dart that was pointed at the spot between Kamijo's eyebrows. Exacting intent held in his eyes. He's coming. The dart had nearly appeared towards his forehead. Kamijo had frantically used his right hand to block his face, swatting the dart aside, causing a sharp pain to cut like pain in his own hand. Aureolus attempted to use his chain to counter, but Kamijo's right hand shattered it like glass. Before he could catch it, another dart appeared from his right sleeve. Just as Kamijo prepared to dodge, golden darts fired out like machine guns from the fake suit. It was fast. The firing, the damaging, and preparation for the next each lasted less than a fifth of a second. The level was no longer something a human could handle. However, Kamijo could not simply run away or even turn his back on others. The simplest mistake would have allowed for the dart to land his chest or other vitals. Luckily, the dart too fast had a relatively simple trajectory. It continued to fire in straight lines, which were much easier to predict than a boxer's punches, such as straights or hooks. Though Kamijo knew he ran the risk of cutting his hand, he could only choose to deflect with Imagine Breaker, lest he run the risk of being melted into gold. Though he was continuously unable to kill his enemy, Aureolus seemed quite ecstatic. It's not enough to test your limits, boy! The speeds of the golden dart's destruction and regeneration more than doubled, continuously ripping the air and flying at Kamijo. Kamijo's hand was already stained in blood, unable to even clench into a fist. My fingers might get sliced as Kamijo experienced a frightening thought. A dart unexpectedly missed. It was aimed for Himagami. Kamijo cried out, but to no avail. It aimed for the target, but the girl from earlier had taken the blow and melted into gold. Kamijo grabbed the chain, not with his sure kill right hand, but instead his left. His instincts told him that only the dart could carry out Lyman Magna. If the chains could, Aureolus would have swung the chain by now. Aureolus naturally attempted to pull the chain back, but he was stopped by Touma's left foot. The chain from earlier had melted the girl, and Touma was pissed. And in front of him was the fiery liquid gold he had created. Yah! Upon stepping into golden fluid, Aureolus attempted to escape, but could not. The golden chain had become a bind, restricting his movements. Aureolus roared and released the chain and had become a bind restricting his movements. Aureolus had roared and released the chain hidden within his suit. Managing to eventually drag himself out of the gold, although the contact was only 2 seconds, his foot was smoking. Understanding he could no longer bind him with the chain before he hit him with a soul menace, drew the chain with his left hand to immobilize him. Should he run, or should he attack? Touma bent over to maximize his jumping distance. As for the leaping distance, anyone could have told him the distance between him and the gold was 3 meters. Even so, Kamijo's eyes laced with hesitation. I just have to beat this son of a bitch before I'm burned. Without hesitation, Touma jumped and was not toward Aureolus. Instead, his foot landed on a slightly protruded platform window that allowed in the shining sunset our misfortunate soul flew at him. Kamijo had already jumped before Aureolus could prepare an attack. And from a position much higher than both Izard and the floor, Izard's instincts to use Lyman Magna, but the burning gold would have rained down. Action's pride and a burning foot were all abandoned by Aureolus as he frantically rolled to flee Calmage's attack. In comparison to the shame or losing to an ordinary person, a non-magician's unendurable damage was a greater fear. All the alchemist could do was crash about as he ran away on his battered legs into the darkness. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Certain Misfortunate Soul. Here's a bit of a preview for the next. Huh? Well, it looks like I'm doing the narration for this time, Touma. I'm Misfortunate protagonist had said. Well, did you guys enjoy me sending fear to that fake alchemist bastard? Anyhow, you guys better subscribe to Mafia. Hit that like button and you better imagine break that subscriber button and the notification bells, or else I'll really break your messed up illusions. Anyhow, let's start this off right. Next time on A Certain Misfortunate Soul, Part 6, Deep Blood, Part 2, Wrathful Soul. Hope to see you all there. This is Anime Mafia, signing out now. Goodbye.